Welcome to episode 11 of Bitesize UGC. I'm your host, CaptPFDennis. RogueEnterprise is on a 2-week sabbatical, so I'll be solely to blame for this week's show. This time around, I'll be reviewing Enemies of the Empire by Bazag. This is the first Klingon mission that has been reviewed on Bitesize UGC, as we rarely come across any new ones. So let's get going with the story. This mission begins in the Sanic system in the Bemoth sector, where there is a Klingon colony that has come under attack. Upon entering the system, you find several Federation ships in various states of destruction. At first you believe that Starfleet was responsible for the attack, but the truth unravels after you beam down to the planet and begin your investigation. Your first stop is the colony overseer, who sheds some light on the events of the attack. You soon learn the true identity of the attackers and set out to make them pay. Anyone wishing not to hear spoilers, please cover your ears and run frantically from your computer. Okay. You follow the evidence until the Hirogen turn out to be your villains, and you are determined to wipe away any traces of them from the Klingon territory. This plot and subsequent dialogue are well matched and fairly straightforward. It took me about an hour to get through it and never felt bludgeoned by walls of text. The mission objectives were clear and the characters had depth. My one complaint is that I wish I had found out what became of the colony overseer, who accepted the Federation's assistance. I gave story 4.5 out of 5 stars. Map design. I have to say that I was impressed by the choices of maps and the customizing done to several of them. The first ground map is stunning, especially with a good graphics card. Space maps were well done, and it's good to see authors using asteroids in their maps for a change. We haven't seen too much of that. It's a personal note. I happen to like asteroids. The Hirogen base map was very well done and almost completely a custom job. The low ceilings gave the ensuing fight for survival a more cramped and urgent feel. I would have had more time to sightsee if it were not for the multitude of hunters bothering me. I gave map design 5 stars. On to tech. Apart from a fancy drop out of warp, there were not too many homegrown effects in this mission. Most of them were out of the Foundry preset lineup. However, since the mission could not have improved from extra bells and whistles, this does not detract from my rating. Every effect had its purpose and performed perfectly. I gave tech 4 out of 5 stars. Now last, but most definitely not least, difficulty. Everything seemed a bit simple for a while until the Hirogen made their appearance in a big way. The first interior map had all manner of hunters. From the initiate to the betas, every rank was represented by the dozens. If you like a challenge and almost non-stop action, this map supplies it. Space Battle provided that same feel, starting with swarms of small vessels and leading up to a battleship. Then it's back to the final epic showdown. Picture beaming down into a small room that you cannot leave, having one mob after another beaming in as fast as you've killed the first, until the floor is literally covered in Hirogen corpses and occasionally your own. That's the first room of the map. Just have a few hypo sprays handy for when you face the Alpha. Did I mention it was a blast to get through? I gave difficulty 5 out of 5. I leave you now with the bite-sized breakdown and a positive recommendation for Enemies of the Empire by Bazag. Support the Foundry and its authors by playing this mission for yourself. This had been episode 11 of Bitesize UGC.